number one. And life is not like the Star Wars, let the force. No, it's something other than force, energy, and power. And it's only can be given by the divine, the essence, the source, or his immediate offspring, such as myself. I give life. I only have one thing to give every being on this planet. One, life. Okay? 2,000 years ago, the God-man Jesus of Nazareth was here, and he says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Life. No man come to the Father except by way of me. And believe me, that's so. Theorize all you want. Hold any concept you want in your mind. It falls dead with just what your body in the graveyard if it's not aligned with the divine. So you can hold that way, all the theories and all these things. We're past all those. This is not a time for words. This is a time for doing, for action. And in fact, here it is, front page. It's up to us. This is the shooting, the youth.
Oh, okay.
Why the world's going to change. Here it is. Let me read this one line. In those schools and others in the region, a wave of student activism. Remember how I told you that I say something and boom, it appears before you? Mm-hmm. This is today's paper that I just picked up. Mm-hmm. And right over the phone yesterday, what did I tell you? The very thing I said to you, uttered to you, the very words, is it repeated? Mm-hmm. Didn't I talk to you about how I talked about the film and it's front page? Is that coincidence? No. Did I tell you that whenever I utter things, and it's on the Sunday front page, the very words I've uttered to you, boom, it's out there in
I've
the
seen
universe.
enough examples to know it's not.
But here it is, the front page. Mm-hmm. And the very lines that I utter about the students are taking thing, and I did. The schools and others reading, a wave of student activism, my very word to you, is emerging, and the students at its fore promised it's not going to break anytime soon. The very thing I uttered to you in its front page news is the Sunday Times. I told you. That's why I say guard your thoughts. Your thoughts are creative. Okay, individually and collectively, and you know the power of me. There it is. Mm-hmm. Not even the second page, Rain. The first article, the very things, and uttered the same words, Michael. Mm-hmm. Okay? So I am the way, the truth, and the life. And I humble... Huh?
I believe you.
Yeah, and, I'm not looking for agreement or approval of that.
I know that. I've always known that.
And most importantly, the world should know this about who is this guy here. He is just a guy here. Remember, I'm an incarnation. The trouble in the book resolves that with incarnation. Making one. Two distinctly things. Okay? There is a distinct difference. It's about harmonizing this, bringing it in together. Not destroying the lower nature, but bring it into harmony and into agreement with the higher, and therefore both can ascend up to the thing, individually and collectively. But the one thing, as I said, I hate here. Imagine 7,000 years. Write that in your mind, embed that in your mind, write that on your heart. 7,000 years shy of being around for 1 million years and still killing, in a big scale, killing each other in the streets. Keyword backwards in every aspect. I don't need to cite examples. They're all there for everybody. And sin and rebellion. And remember what sin is. Remember I said the American justice system, there are two types of crime. There's misdemeanors and there's which are minor infractions and felonies. The divine is talking about humans are not just misdemeanors, they're felons. Okay? Doesn't in the least, I know people are going to take offense at that, but that doesn't in the least detract from the goodness in you. We've got all that thing. But you got to get this stuff out of your way because it can't go anywhere with you. You're going to wake up with the mentality of a slug on the other world. You're gonna come face to face with something big, judgment, okay? But in the interim, you're going through a lot of tribulation. And all the highs have the downsides. It wasn't the way it was supposed to be. We're here to establish the domain of heaven on peace on earth and goodwill among men yesterday, not even today. That's how backward this is. All the things that I speak about should have been done yesterday, not even today. That's how backward you are. In every aspect of life, we now, it's unprecedented times because everybody knows failure. Even the ones who think they're succeeding, when they come heart to heart and look in the mirror and know there's failure. This just doesn't seem right, because it's got to be in your heart. I come from high up, and I shake my head every second of even the wrongdoings of this human that I'm incarnated in. I told you, I don't have to go any further than my own nose to know what the rot gut that enters the consciousness. And where did this rot gut come from? Because it's innocent, it doesn't want to. It came from the external world. That's how strong this force is. You know? I read the paper to be informed of what's going on in life. Every citizen should be informed and should be involved in governments. But they're seeking self-serving, self-gratification things and ignoring in that. And it's not going to go away. I read the newspaper to be informed, to be a well-read, as a conscious citizen. It's your duty to be informed of what's going on in life. But by the time you read the daily newspaper with all the hostile and all the rot and filth and evil and stuff, man, you got to go and do something, you know, because it's hard. This is not being informed. This changes your whole attitude if you're not anchored in the divine. When I finish reading this paper, looking up, this one was shot today, that one there, distress. Look at words, distress, everything, bleeding, you know, everything. What's this all about? Taxes going, everything going up, prices, economic insecurity. You can't turn a page without it. Where's anything good? Okay? So, this is all well and good, Michael, and definitely go for that. But this isn't what I'm here for. I got to touch hearts and souls and soul, and you will do this, but you're just advocating the same thing that those before you came. That we got to do something that really wakes people up. The world's got to know that I'm here. Yeah. And most importantly, I'm not looking for their agreement or approval of it. But you know, I thought about this again, Michael. The Urantia book is indeed the most authoritative. It's not definitive. I told you, Revelation is never definitive. It's always relative to that point in time and space. And the world needs the book. Why the book? I told you, from a practical reason. Because there's a printing, because Gutenberg invented the printing press. It took this long, the 1400s. And therefore knowledge and information, which we know in knowledge there is strength and knowledge is power. But you got to be informed. You got to know what nobody knows what this world is about, and this book does. What no other book or anybody has ever done, answered the three most important questions that every creature being at some juncture in their life must ask: who am I? Where am I? And why am I? Nobody's ever answered that. Not so succinctly and absolutely as you can be register and be sure of it. Oh, you got an inkling of who you're wondering. And I'm not talking about your general horn. In the bigger scheme of things, what's it all about? The religions and all these things, they're all well and good, but they're piecemeal. Piecemeal. Book synthesizes, coordinates, puts it all together that's readable for every level of consciousness on this planet, and can steer you away and show you where you are, because it's origin, history, and destiny, and you need to know all of them. Perusal of history doesn't tell you anything about destiny, and your history, you know, and history doesn't do that anything. We're talking about destiny here. Well, I got to tell you, from this planet is why I came here. Most people's destiny is, virtually every people's destiny, let me clarify that, is the graveyard. Very earlier than later. Because as you know, even though we rave people, they talk how backwards I already talked about this, some shriveled up prune who's 100 years of age, what do you attribute to your longevity? Longevity? They look 100. It's no wonder they're a walking corpse. Now, you know from what worlds, if a man's 300 or 500 years old and he looks 25 and has the vitality, then you could say, what do you attribute to your longevity and all that? But can you imagine? That's how backwards it is, because it's not real. It's not normal. And in one line from the book, which I'm going to tell the world, I have to tell this line. If you could be transported from this world to an advanced world, to a normal human planet, in a normal human planet, if you're going to be transformed in this world to a normal human planet that hadn't been tainted with sin and rebellion, your first reaction, every being on the planet, would be embarrassed and ashamed. You would literally be embarrassed and ashamed. You would think you had died and gone to the heavens of all your traditions, and all you would be witnessing would be a normal human planet, not even a divine sphere that hadn't been tainted with sin and rebellion. These worlds are in the spiritual circuits of the realm and enjoy all the privileges and of the universe broadcast. The universe broadcast and the vast super universe reflectivity thing. All of it. And so therefore they're guiding conscious. Just as you peruse today's paper or the latest headline or the latest news program from the universe. But this is a cosmic prison world and a mental institution. It's blocked off from that. You know? Mm-hmm. Beings from higher up don't even want to come down here to deal with me. That's how rebellious. They don't